Welcome, everybody, back to the Project Rise podcast. I'm your host, Azman, and I'm joined here by my fellow guests. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi everybody, I'm Anna.
Hi everybody, I'm Yok.
Hi, I'm Debbie.
Yep, and so these are our guests today. In fact, we were supposed to have a fourth guest, Mindy, but unfortunately, she couldn't make it today because she has some things that she will describe in a video that she's left us here before. But before we get any further, we would like to talk about our topic today. So today we're going to be talking about should things go viral in order for changes to be made. In fact, this is a topic that we actually discussed previously before we even started recording this episode. We were discussing as a group, really. So we just asked Mindy to kind of like present us a question to really have a discussion about on today's episode. So let's take a look at it.
Hello everybody, my name is Mindy. As you guys can tell, I'm not at the studio with my friends because I got COVID, but it's okay, I still prepared something to talk about for today. So there's a recent case of this girl getting sexually harassed in school by her PE teacher. Her name is Ayn. So during class time, they were discussing about sexual harassment, and the teacher quoted, "If you want to rape someone, make sure they are 18 and above." I feel extremely uncomfortable and brought it onto TikTok, and it got viral with 1.8 million of views. Ayn had created a viral hashtag called Make School a Better Place, and it turned into a social movement. Things only got the attention they needed after they went viral. So, what do you guys think about that? Should it be viral in order to make changes in our daily life and incident like that? What about those cases that are not getting the spotlight? I hope you guys discuss about this because this is very important, and I'll see you guys next time.
Alright, so now we've heard about Mindy's question, whether things need to go viral or not. She's brought up about the Ayn case, which I feel is a very suitable case to really talk about here today because it is one of the biggest cases we've seen in a while, right? What do you guys feel about it? I feel after the whole movement that she's made, right? The whole hashtag she made on Twitter that more things were uncovered. So we saw the fact that we had other schools like doing some really weird things to its female staff and students especially. So what do you guys feel about that?
So for me, I think it should be getting viral. It's just because to expose
Yeah,
to like the case after getting exposure.
yeah,
So to a particular injustice, so that the case can get more attention or exposure from the public or even though the media as well.
so you say it's like more to raise awareness, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's very good. That's a very good way to look at it. What do you guys feel, Anna, Debbie?
You want to go first? I'll go first. Okay. To me, I feel like it's a very brave move for Ayn to speak up about this because
Yeah.
first she's a very young girl
Of course.
and she had the whole school and teachers above her. So Ayn being able to speak up this whole thing is very admirable action to me, and I feel like this whole case should go viral because this helps tell the world or Malaysians that this is actually happening in school. And I feel like it's I would say it's a fortunate thing that it's being exposed to people because I would like to think that this is only one of the many cases that are happening around schools in Malaysia.
Yeah.
And this going viral means that this case will create an impression in people that this is not okay. This is happening because I think it's a physical education teacher, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Wait, what did she do again? What did the teacher do again? Can you guys remind? Because I'm not
Well,
sure.
he basically was having a talk about like sexual harassment in schools, right? And he said, and I quote, if you're going to rape someone, make sure they're 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh,
Very, very disturbing
Ridiculous.
statement. Yeah. I feel like heebie-jeebies just saying that already, man. Ugh.
Yeah. And with Ayin being able to convey this whole incident to the world
Yeah.
means that, and the reaction from this case shows that people know this is not okay, and people doesn't know this is happening in the world. So now that this happens, yeah, I feel like this provides I would say speed towards this social change of
Yeah.
scenario in schools.
Okay. So in a way, I would assume that you two are in favor for that it should be viral in order to make change, right?
You mean,
I mean-
specifically this case?
I mean, just like in general, from how you're saying it, it seems like you are saying that you would agree currently that things should go viral, yes?
For me, I think yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Still on the fence, Anna?
I have other thoughts about this, but maybe we can hear about what Debbie is thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe that will help sort
Yeah.
Anna back and find where she must really sit, on this fence.
okay. So for me, I feel like for this case specifically for
Yeah.
Ian's case, it's great that it went viral and it went like bigger than any other cases. It's one of the biggest one
Yeah.
in the recent years, and it actually like got the consequences. But also at the same time, I feel like it's actually quite unfortunate and sad to see that something like this that we obviously know it's wrong have to go viral in order for it to have like a change, because our topic is basically should things go viral be to make a social change ma. But how do I put this up? If a thing needs to go viral just for the sake of social change, that means that kind of thing or incident or behavior or like attitude or something about it, it's definitely wrong in the first place. So why should it only undergoes the process of virality on internet in order for it to make social change? That's totally backwards thinking, or like a backwards attitude, not attitude, just a backwards process lah,
Yeah.
for Malaysia. And I think it's very sad to like see how in Malaysia we still have to like make things go viral in terms of to make like changes to it. And actually for the Ian's case, right, sure, we do see a lot of people supporting her, like saying that she's so brave for like voicing out this kind of sexual assault, which we never know that it's actually something that's often happening in schools. But at the same time, I don't know if you guys like saw any of the comments from the other side, like the uglier side. There's actually a lot of people like not supporting her, against her, and even supporting the PE teacher.
Yeah.
And it's truly
That's so
disturbing.
wrong.
Even
Yeah.
up till like right now, I don't know if you guys like saw Ian's recent update, but I think it was a few days ago. She was like saying how she was actually traumatized by social media. She's like scared of going on to social media because whenever she's like posting something new, maybe just like a regular photo of her to like just showcase what she's up to, and then there would still be comments flooding in, like saying horrible stuff to her. And one of the nastiest comment that I saw was it's in Malay, but I'll just translate it in English. So what the person was saying, like, I hope you get raped until you die.
No, that's so wrong.
It sounds so bad.
That sounds
Jesus.
that's like completely horrible and like disgusting and all. So
Yeah.
for this scenario, I would say that as a case as viral as hers, such a big case, but still at the same time she still got like the negative sides of comments, even cyberbullying some more.
Yeah.
So do we I want to like raise the question
Yeah.
that is this how things should be when it goes viral? Because like yeah, we do see people supporting her, and like we do see, I think there's like a bill relating to sexual harassment. I think it's still like going under process, but
Yeah.
like we are seeing the negative side effects on the victims themselves. So like, is it actually a good thing for things to go viral?
Yeah.
We have to like consider that part as well.
Yeah, I feel like you brought up a very strong point there, because a lot of times we are focusing on when things just go viral and like, oh, good, there's attention on it. But what kind of attention are we drawing? Is it good attention? Is it bad attention?
Exactly.
Is it like actually something that will be constructive? Will it be helpful in the long run? And I also do agree that by right, honestly, we really should not need to resort to virality in order to make any sort of like progressive change in our country. I really like what you had to say there. I honestly feel there's a very distinct line that you have to not cross when it comes to stuff like this. Because a lot of times it's like, you know, what can you really do with the situation? And yeah, it's
To
really
me, like when you asked me that question, I couldn't answer. It's because I feel like on the other side of the viral culture on the internet,
Yeah.
it's because when you put something on the platform and when it goes viral and everybody sees it, it's not only the good side where you get a lot of attention, but there's people who will support you, but also there's also this portion of people who would oppose what you said. So for Ain's case, she's just a young girl, like how Debbie mentioned, she is getting harassment online, like kind of cyberbullying kind of cases
Yeah.
mixed on it.
Yeah.
So there's also certain damage that this viral culture will cause to people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there's also an advantage as well if the thing
How-
get viral. Like if the thing get viral, like the exposure will like increasing and make the like putting on the pressure to the authorities to like taking action, and maybe and the news media would be reported as well, so that the public can start it on the public discussion as well. Yeah. So like everyone is joining in and knowing is what is going on. Yeah. So that would become a pressure to make the authorities like to making some changes. Yeah.
So would you be saying then in a way that virality would also kind of set a certain standard for like authorities like the police and such to
Yeah.
act on it, right?
Like because for some of the action,
Yeah.
if that is without the pressure, that was just like it's okay lah, just maybe after a few hours or few weeks,
Yeah.
they will just vanish the case or the incident. But
Yeah.
if there is a pressure, they have to work it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the whole sweeping under the rug, like nothing happened, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we've talked about how virality can be somewhat a good thing and also not really something that should be necessarily done in our country, right? So that begs the question for me then. What about cases that did not exactly get the spotlight? So I'm pretty sure we all have heard about the case about the security guard in the condominium, right? For those who didn't know, there was a video circulating online that was involving a security guard being assaulted by a businessman or just a man in
Yeah.
general. And he later died from when he was still in the hospital, basically, treating those injuries. So that case wasn't exactly recent, was it? It was something that took a while to really get any traction.
Yeah. I remember it was like the police was reopened an investigation
Yeah.
after the case passed over 8 months.
8 months.
Yeah.
So how exactly did it come back to be reopened?
It's because of the victims' family members. There was not certified and claims that the cause of death is due to the assault incident.
So they was blaming the assault
Yeah.
incident to be okay.
So that bring it back the case and it start investigation again.
What I saw was it was posted on Twitter, and what I can recall about the case is that way before it went viral on Twitter, the video went viral on Facebook, but that was long time ago.
Yeah.
But then somehow it died down, and everybody somehow just get past it and move on this case. But then suddenly it went viral again suddenly on Twitter.
Yeah.
People start reporting about it. Then police decided to open an
The-
investigation.
Again.
So
because of this.
previously they closed the case or what? Because you said reopen.
Yeah, after the incident happened, the
Uh-huh.
victim's wife have go to the police and report,
Uh-huh.
and the report, the police will just say that the case is still under investigation.
Yeah.
There's nothing much to tell.
It never
and
really progressed. Yeah.
Actually, the police have tell other police officer again, do not accept the report.
That's
That's
wrong.
Yeah.
So it really just took a matter of
It's-
making this whole
yeah.
situation go viral in like
Yeah.
amongst Malaysians
It
to
just
really get
seem
any
like they are
attention.
just keeping something like do not want to expose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
That's so-
fishy.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous, and I think that again speaks to how virality has helped potentially solve cases like this.
Yes, but I also want to speak of this particular incident from another angle. Sure, virality helps it
Yeah.
to like reopen and like serve the families justice, but at the same time, you guys Anna, you mentioned that it actually went viral on Facebook first, but then it didn't really get like any sort of reaction
Mm.
until it went viral again much later on Twitter. And that's what I want to brought up about virality. How do I say, the flaw of virality is that it lasts very short. Like people on the internet specifically tends to have a quite short memory. Like things get viral, they blow up, blow up. But then after the like the hype, not the hype, the
The
attention, yes, after the period, the attention died down. Then if it didn't receive like any sort of changes, then what happened
Yeah.
by then? It really happens, like cases like this actually happen a lot in Malaysia, not just Malaysia lah, but basically in internet in general. So for me, I think virality isn't something that's reliable to actually like make changes.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get like immediate changes just to solve that one incident, that one case. But what about the other cases, or like maybe a few years later, something similar happened again.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really solve like the problem from like the roots of it. It only just solved that one case, and I see the flaw in virality because of that.
But do you feel like because you said it is based on like certain cases, right? What if they were to do the same thing as what Ayn did, where she started a movement, you know, with the whole hashtag that went up, and even like tagging education ministers to actually act on the situation? Do you think that kind of virality, that kind of scope of virality, where you include a movement involved, would help?
Of course, it would help, like totally, if it gets like a follow up. But that would really depends on the media,
Yeah.
and the authorities,
Very
especially
true.
the government and the legislative.
Yeah.
Like people, like I say, they tend to have a short memory. If they don't further discuss about it, and the legislative or like any sort of authorities in power, they don't try to like make effort to change anything, then
Yeah.
that incident, that case, that problem would just get swept under the rug again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's like our media side is like lack of the passion or effort to like keep on posting the following up the
Following
cases.
up, yeah.
So I think variety is quite important as well.
Yeah.
So then we need to help ourselves without anyone else.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. I feel when we're talking about the following up and the just the spread of information regarding these things, it's actually one of the most important things regarding a case, especially when something has many eyes on it, like Iron's case, for example.
Yeah.
But then we would also be we also have to be wary that if like a viral case is like legitimate or not, because a lot of times, remember, what we're dealing with is the internet.
Yeah.
We are all pretty much on the internet, and we as young people can probably tell the difference between what is probably fact and what is probably a hoax, right? But what about the others who aren't so savvy enough to really tell the differences between these two? So I'm just a bit worried about viral cases sometimes not being real, because you don't know who is telling you the story, right? And what exactly is being said, can it be trusted? Is it over exaggerated, or is there like another side to it? There's just too many variables, I feel, and I think that's a bit of a downside in regards to viral cases.
It's not just like a bit, it's a huge downside, especially when it's the older generations. I'm not saying, like, especially those who are not tech savvy enough.
Yeah.
Like, we all have that family group chat where they are just like spreading.
Yeah,
spreading
exactly.
like voice messages on WhatsApp. I feel like that's the most prominent example.
Yeah, so now like those WhatsApp things are just like simple things like, oh, remedies for health and stuff. Now imagine if it was like for a real criminal
those
case,
chain
right?
messages are a kind of variety as well, like in another form. And you already would like tell your family members, tell your parents, like saying that don't trust those WhatsApp messages. And
Yeah.
like you basically already witnessed the negative side of virality in terms of like WhatsApp chain messages. So I just really think that virality is a very volatile thing. You just like, you can't depend on like, or like rely on it, even though internet is pretty much a huge thing in Malaysia. Social media, because like Gen Zs are all using social medias, and like we have access to basically almost every social media site as well.
Yeah, I feel like to add on Debbie's point, like she mentioned, authorities also play a part in this virality, right? But I feel like the Malaysian community also play a very big part on this, because like let's think of this from another angle. Like people like to jump on bandwagons nowadays, the bandwagon culture, like
Yeah, bandwagon effect.
when a post, not just post, anything that goes viral, that specific thing must have a lot of likes, right? Like for example, if that post has 300k of likes and like many thousand shares, people would automatically assume that this is right. I should follow this mindset or this decision or whatever that is being whatever message that is being portrayed in that post. And here's the problem, like what if that thing is actually wrong?
Yeah.
But because it has gone viral, and because a lot of people think that is right, doesn't mean that it's necessarily right.
Yeah.
Right. So I would say this is also a huge problem that arise from this virality culture.
Yeah.
But for what I think, as a readers or audience, we can't define the thing is right or wrong, is real or not. But if the thing is getting viral, what if the case is real? There's a chance to help them to solve the problem.
Okay.
But what if it's a rumor and people just people are hyping it up?
Yeah.
So
If
how do people actually control that from stopping? Because it's wrong.
but
Yeah.
if there is just a rumors, as a readers or audience, it will just take it as a entertainment side.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
like the
if,
like the recent case, the Singapore drivers one.
yeah,
Me and Debbie were talking about. Can you like tell the
So like basically I from what I read lah, what happened was that there was this car on the road and then another woman like just came in and then like tear off the car plate, the license
She
plate.
tore it off.
yeah,
Yeah, she
Rip
tore
it
it
off?
off. She tore it off. It was
and
like
just-
so big
just
on the
throw
internet.
it,
Like,
yeah.
everyone was just like making memes out of it, like making fun of her. But then a few days, so like everyone was siding with the car owner lah. Obviously, they were like thinking this woman must be like xiao, must be crazy
Mhm.
to like just like tore off the car plate. But then a few days later, the woman actually like came out and say, actually, that's not the complete story.
Yeah.
I have my side as well. Actually, we were like kind of like the victims one. So she was basically claiming that she was actually a victim as well. But then basically like no one really like trusts her because by then everyone already sides with the car owner.
Yeah.
So like who, because we are not there to like witness the situation, we don't know what exactly happened. But because of it being viral before her story, her side of story got
come on.
published, came out. So how do we know like who is the right one, who is the
Yeah.
wrong one? Do we still side with the car owner or do we listen to the woman as well? We don't
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
that's the uncertainty of virality.
Okay.
I feel like a perfect example to that is the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
knows.
Yeah, at first,
I
like
think that one needs no
when the
introduction.
thing like got published like few years
yeah, it got
ago,
publicized, right? Yeah.
like everyone was actually siding with Amber Heard like immediately because they would say like, oh, she's claiming that she got abused ma.
yeah.
And but then like since like last year, I think, especially this year when like the whole thing went public on broadcast, so like everyone just took a quick turn.
Yeah, it was like
A
a quick
complete opposite
complete
and
180.
Yeah.
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 So like that's the thing lah about virality, like how Amber Heard, well, the court say so, like saying that what she claimed wasn't true and actually Johnny Depp was the one like
Who get abused.
So you're saying there's like a little bit of an issue there when people just jump on like straight no frills basically, just straight up start firing full trigger fingers. Yeah. I think that's also another thing about virality because everyone just like jumps on that information like very quickly and they almost have no time to process it because the internet is such a fast moving entity at this rate. It's like a whole
especially on
entity.
Twitter.
Yeah, you go on Twitter, that feed refreshes like no tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
No,
So-
it's TikTok.
I mean, pretty much every
Yeah.
every social media really. So it's like, in a way, when we're talking about how virality is not the way to really move forward, right? How exactly should we move forward then for our future generations? Like for us, because we're still young, and then what about those after us? How are we going to allow ourselves and the next generation to be able to make changes to basically our structure of government, anything really legislative, in like any way that does not require virality.
I mean, I've spoken a lot like of the negative side of virality, but I would for that question, I would say that we can keep the virality as like an option, as like a method to actually make things getting the attention they deserve.
Yeah.
But what we really need to do is the follow-up part, which I really want to like stress
Yeah.
on. Because if things just go viral and then it die down, it's meaningless. The virality of it is actually there's no meaning to like make it viral if there's nothing changes.
Absolutely.
The roots are not we didn't solve it from the roots and then it got forgotten. So the follow-up part is the most important part. So for this part, it's not only the authorities, especially the legislative and the governments, who need to like play a role in this, but the media as well, because media, they would tend to remind us things repeatedly. Then only we would keep that in mind, like, oh, this thing is wrong. Like, what can I do about this? So the media really needs to like remind people again and again. But we really see like how the media in Malaysia, I think the English media is still fine, but like for the Chinese media, they totally need to like improve a lot, because they are, I would say, crappy, wacky right now. Like what they're reporting, they are just like focusing on the not important stuff.
Yeah.
So they really need to start evaluating themselves from the inside, and like need to like rethink what is their role as a journalist, as the media people,
Yeah.
that they are here to play a role to make social changes. So they really need to cover on the follow-up part, and like continue to remind people of the case, or like the important lessons that we need to learn from it.
Mhm.
And the legislative, the lawmakers especially, they also really need to make improvements as well, changes. The lower houses, the higher house, they really need to like make not only just immediate remedies to solve that case, but permanent bills. We have to change a lot of bills. That's
we're
what
gonna
I
have to
feel
do a lot of
like,
legislative
'cause, like,
changes lah.
yeah.
What do you feel like the steps we should take for our next generation?
Okay, so for what I think is the authorities need to like pay more attention and like for effort,
Yeah.
but I'm looking more onward to the media side.
So you're
There's-
saying media more
because-
responsible?
Yeah, for nowadays the media was just like race on the time to like they are racing which media was the faster to post the news.
Mm-hmm.
But after they post, they will just vanish or forget about it. There is no any follow up.
Yeah.
So I think there should be put more effort, because they are the one who send the news to the citizen
Yeah.
or readers audience. But there is just let the audience or reader know what is happening. But there is no any like details or any following up like how the case is going on.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be looking onward on the improvement on the media side.
So just bit more coverage regarding
Yeah.
situations like that, and proper following up instead of just relying
Yes.
on us users, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'd say that's a very strong point.
Mhm.
What about you, Anna? What do you feel?
I feel like the community itself plays a very big part. Because your question was, how do we move forward without
Without
relying on
virality, yeah.
right? For me, I feel like virality is not going to be it's not going to disappear in the near future, because we live with social media, internet every day, every second, every moment.
Yeah.
So we can't really like detach ourselves with that suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
Things will continue to go viral.
Yeah.
You want it or not. The world is going
That's
to
true.
talk about anything. But I feel like the community, the people should start realizing that they should
Find more ways, would you say?
I feel like it's more to they should verify facts about certain things they saw on the internet
Yeah.
instead of just, my friend says this is right, so yes, this is right, I'll follow
So
this
in a way, you're
instead.
just saying no gossiping. It's more of like you gotta make sure when something goes viral, you have all the concrete facts kind of just laid out there, right?
You can gossip, but gossip with after you educate yourself
Yeah.
on that topic you are talking about.
Okay.
Instead
Yeah.
of just, because if you don't search up facts and stuff, the things you're listening could be just rumors, made up rumors.
Yeah.
People who want to ruin someone's reputation intentionally.
Yeah.
So you should, the people, the Malaysian community itself should start making this kind of behavior changes.
Yeah.
If we want to make virality a good step towards
better future.
better
Yeah.
social change.
Yeah.
Because you can't control how will virality goes, so we should start from the communities, the people itself.
I just want to like combine a little bit of both of your points and then like elaborate it.
Yeah.
Because like what Anna said, we are living in a digitalized age and we are just going to get more digitalized. We are just like getting more relying on the internet. So obviously social media will not go away, and I'm not saying that we should eliminate virality, because I think we should definitely keep it, but as like an activator, as the first step to making social changes. Because like what Yok said, the media plays have to play like their role to make follow-up updates, because most of the time they will just report on something and then that thing goes viral and then it dies down and then the media won't care anymore. They will just move on. The people will also move on from there,
Yeah.
and there will be no social changes or whatever impact made done to that incident or that problem. So the media really needs to evaluate themselves from the inside, because I don't know. I think for the English media, it's still quite good
Yeah.
in Malaysia. I'm not sure about the other languages, but for the Chinese media, right, it's like completely a disaster. I've been like checking out all the Chinese media news outlet, and what they are posting, especially on social media, is just like,
That's not
Crap.
filtered as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like they never think before they publish that story, and they would always focus on like the unimportant stuff, unimportant incident, instead of the real problems that we need to like highlight on. And I think that's like the first step, the most important part where the Chinese media and like just media in general should take
Okay.
just evaluating themselves, knowing what's the priority to post, because they are media people, they are journalists, they are news reporters. Because I'm a journalist student so I know for journalists, for the media people, they are not just here, of course they are here to like inform people about what's happening in the world, the news, but another very important thing that journalists should do is that they have to tell people what's right, what's wrong, what do you need to do to like, what do you need to like respond, what's the correct response to this, and if this is a serious problem, what should the people, everyone needs to do to actually make social changes, to like change stuff, to
Yeah.
improve stuff, to progress. And that's where the media should like just keep on. That's why I feel like they have to like push the agenda that this thing is important. People, you can't forget about this, and you have to keep on discussing that thing. Like, do not let the attention die down,
Yeah.
so that the legislative and the authorities will actually make actual legal changes,
All right.
like steps to
Yeah.
like push it forward or something. Because okay, I'll just give like example. So we all know like how suicide, if you attempt suicide but you fail, it's you actually
Yeah.
like get criminalized in Malaysia, and that's like so wrong on so many levels.
Yeah.
And for years and years, people, activists, organizations, they actually been trying to like push to like decriminalize this bill. They want to like make changes, make amendments to the bill. And the latest update, the very recent update, is that the authorities, the lawmakers are saying that they would pass the bill of like cancelling, removing this law.
Yeah.
But then it's still like getting postponed and postponed.
Typical Malaysian style, you know.
Yes, yes. Like even the, I don't know if you guys know about this NGO Befrienders. They are
Yeah.
actually like a
Yeah.
suicide prevention NGO. They were also like stepping out and like asking, why is it taking so long to like pass this bill? It's been years. So for me, I think okay, unfortunately, if there's like something happened, someone attempted suicide, and this case go viral, the media really needs to like put their spotlight on this,
Yeah.
do follow-ups, try to tell people, like inform everyone that yes, suicide is attempted suicide is criminalized in Malaysia, and then people would just like keep on discussing it. And I feel like if that really happens, if we all really like just keep on garnering the attention on this, then the authorities, then the lawmakers would like act as like a catalyst. If like the public pressure, the discussion would make them
We'll hold them more accountable, lah, basically, right?
would like speed up the process, which is like just like speed up the process lah. So
Okay.
what I'm trying to say is that virality, we should definitely still like keep it, but like as the first step only. We really need to like, the media have to like act as the catalyst to like push things, speed things up,
Yeah.
and then we as normal citizens would then only really focus on the thing and not let the attention die down.
Yeah.
Then only the end result, the authorities, the lawmakers would make the actual changes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is like a very good way to end our discussion, because you can see how complex this whole concept of virality can really become. So now we would like to point this question to you, the viewer. What do you feel about virality and in Malaysia? Like, is it a very prominent thing that happens in Malaysia? And do you feel like it should be or should not be the way to make changes in our country moving forward? Please leave your comments down below. We would love to see them. We would love to read them all. And we would love to hear your opinion on what you have to say about the situation. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us for today's episode of Project Rise Podcast. We hope to see you again very soon. Take care.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Make sure you like and follow us. Ding ding ding.